Hey everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the vlog. So in today's episode we are going to be fitting those the inhibitors that we saw in the scan that we did last week, the two that were the pedestrian protection system. We're going to replace both of them, and we've got the seat belts to do as well. I won't be able to replace the back ones. I'm hoping they might come because this video is going to be filmed over 2 days. But if they don't come, then obviously we're not going to be able to complete the front one. But anyway, let's get and start taking those old seat belts apart. And also let's get the passenger protection inhibitors or igniters. Let's get those replaced. So let's start off with a little bit of good news. So if you can recall from last week, our battery here that completely died, it seemed to have made a bit of a recovery. So as you can see, I'm charging it with my Noco Genius 5. These are really good chargers, because they condition the battery. They don't give it a massive jolt, which modern batteries can't take. So this has been charging for about 24 hours now, and the battery is currently holding 13 volts. So what we'll do is I'm going to leave this on for a while, but if this battery has made a recovery, if it's not damaged, and we'll tell that by when we disconnect it's going to charge up, it should hold its charge for a good week, then I'm going to put this battery in the S3, because I need to replace the battery in the S3, and this is exactly the same battery. So that will save me a small fortune. Right, so what of the TT? If you remember last week, we had a bit of an issue, didn't we? Let's go and have a look at that. So if you recall, last week we changed the sensors, but yet we were still seeing that we had the two pedestrian systems crash sensors or igniters were failed. And after doing some research, I found that it wasn't actually these where the problem was. Let me show you where the problem is. The actual problem is this here. This is the igniter, the bonnet igniter. And the reason why I didn't suspect this was because normally when these things go off, the bonnet gets pushed up, and that's an obvious sign that it's ignited. But apparently that is not the case. These igniters can go off just by having the front bumper hit. So once the sensor that goes across the front there with the pipe, if that's been damaged, it will send a signal, and then the bonnet literally waits for something to hit it before it triggers. Now nothing hit the bonnet, and so it didn't trigger, but it's enough to set off the charge anyway, and that's why this is gone. So we need to change both of these igniters. So I've ordered a pair, and when they come we'll get those replaced. So they should be here in the next day or so, and then we'll get them replaced. But what that does mean is that we can fit the airbag to the vehicle, so that's good news. We're going to do that today. In fact, we're going to do that now. We'll get the airbags and the glove box, and that way we can finish off the dashboard. Of course, anything airbag related, we need to disconnect the battery. So let's get this battery disconnected. And then what we'll do is we'll cap the battery to make sure that this won't go back. We've got our cap here. And now we're good to work on the airbags. Right, so here's our new airbag, and it's really easy. It's literally just a case of plugging it in, then it's done. So we'll do that very quickly, and then we'll work on the putting the other airbag in place.
Enchanté.
Okay, so the glove box is now back in place and working as it should, so we're all good there. So the one thing that we've got to do now is fit in our MMI, our head unit, and that will bring the car back to life. So let's get that quickly fitted and then we can concentrate on the seat belts. Right, so we got our stereo in, so that's all connected up. Bit of a job to do that, but we're there in the end. Our airbag is in place and our airbag underneath here is all connected up. So what we have to do now is power on the battery, and even though I've done this a number of times, it still makes me really nervous. So I always think that is going to go off. So in case it does, you've got a front side view. So let's just connect up the battery. Alright, battery's connected up. You can see the dashboard's come to life and nothing's gone off. That's always a good sign. Right, let's test some things. Okay, let's turn the ignition on. Right, radio works, that's good. Yeah, we're going to get a whole lot of errors, but that's fine. That's because we've disconnected the battery, but that's absolutely fine. Let's see if our media works. Yeah, we know about that. Yep, media is working. Radio is definitely working, we know that. Telephone, great. So everything is working as it should. So that's another job that we can tick off the list. Now the one thing that I want to check before we start the seat belts is I want to see what the current status is of those errors. So let's take a look at that. Right, so we're back on screen now. So let's go to airbags. Let's go and do a quick scan. Let's see what codes we got. So let's do a clear. So we've got 13 at the moment. Let's clear them. And then let's go and have a look at the codes again. And now we've got 9, which is brilliant. So we've got 9 codes. And those should be just seatbelt tensioners and our 2 tensioners that we've got on the bonnet that we spoke about. So yeah, ignition 1, ignition 2, and driver's belt force limit. Yep, seatbelt, all seatbelt. Great, brilliant. So let's crack on and do the seatbelts. Right, so I've taken the battery off. So now we're going to get this first one off, disconnect it, because we now got our new. I got these brand new from Audi. I was going to buy them second hand, but I decided to buy them new. So these are our Pyrotechnic actuators that we're going to replace it with. So we'll put this one on there. Right, seatbelt time. So to get the seatbelts off, got to take off the seat panel. We shouldn't have to take the back panel off, but we do need to take this off. Then we'll work on that side. Unfortunately, the back seat belts have still not arrived yet, which is a real pain, so I can't complete this, but we'll start on the front. So we'll take the panels off, and then we'll at least can replace the front belt. So let's get on and do that. Right, so we've taken the panel. It's not come right off, but we don't need to take it right off, which means we don't have to take the seat out either. I can get to everything I need to from here. So here's the front seat belt. That's this one just here. And then the back seat belt you can see just over there. So everything's accessible, albeit a little tight, but I think we can do it from here. So what I might do, just get these off camera, because it's a little bit awkward to film it, and then we're ready to go to put the new ones back in. Right, so we've got this seatbelt put in. We have still got the other one to do, but unfortunately we're going to have to end it here today because the rear seatbelts are still in the post and they're coming in from Austria and they haven't arrived yet, and you can't fit, I can't put these back until we get those belts because they fit in the same panel and also on this headboard as well. So it means I'm kind of stuck until those arrive, and it's going to halt the project. So we were kind of hoping to finish him today, but anyway, it is what it is. Right, okay. And once we get the seatbelt done, then there's only one other job to do, which is the replace this windscreen, which is badly cracked. I've got a price to replace one. I'm going to see if I can get one cheaper because it is expensive, but I do want quality glass in there, so I may have to bite the bullet and go with that. Okay, so that is it for this week. Disappointed, I know, because I did want to get all those belts finished, and really we're coming to the end of this project, and I think next week hopefully will be the last week that we can that we'll be working on the car, or at least in the project form. There's some mods that we need to do next, and that's going to be more exciting, I think. So don't forget to subscribe down here, click on the bell notification button, share this video, and I'm going to ask you, I want to get up to 1,000 likes. See if we can get to 1,000 likes on this video. If we can do that, that'd be fantastic. So smash that like button, and that's going to help us to reach our target. So anyway, next week we might be a bit of a long video because I am planning to fix this car and get it sorted, because I want to get it MOT'd. It'll be its first MOT and it's due on the 23rd. We're not going to make it now because of those seat belts, so as soon as they come we're going to get it sorted and get it on the road. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and we will see you next week on the next one.